Hello everyone, welcome to Land of Enchantment Living. My name is Maria. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you. In this video, I will be sharing with you some DIY all things pumpkin fall decor projects. The first project is a decorative rolling pin. You will need a rolling pin. I got mine at the Goodwill bins. Some scrapbook paper. I got mine at Hobby Lobby with this beautiful pumpkin print, and some Mod Podge. I'll cut my scrapbook paper to the length I need. Next, I'll brush some Mod Podge onto the rolling pin and attach it using the Mod Podge iron-on method. I really like this method because I think it prevents a lot of wrinkles. All you do is apply your Mod Podge to your surface, let it dry, then place your print over the dry Mod Podge and use your iron to secure it in place. Using your iron will heat up the Mod Podge, making it tacky enough so that your print sticks to the surface. Once the paper meets at both ends, I'll use my X-Acto knife to cut a straight line. I'll set the rolling pin aside to dry for about 30 minutes. To seal the rolling pin and finish this project off, I'll apply a top layer of gloss Mod Podge to the scrapbook paper. I'm using the gloss Mod Podge because I want the rolling pin to look like a ceramic rolling pin, and using the gloss Mod Podge will achieve this look.
Hey darling, you know we're gonna have a really good time, driving in the middle of the night when the stars are bright. And get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand?
And here's our finished project. I love how this rolling pin turned out. I think it looks so cute. I cannot wait to decorate my kitchen with it. I have so many ideas on different vignettes that I want to create for my kitchen. Let me know what you think of this project in the comment box below.
Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive.
For our second project, I will be making some wall art using mostly all Dollar Tree items. I will be using this Dollar Tree wooden frame and a print from a Dollar Tree calendar I picked up last year. I start by staining the wooden frame with some Waverly Wax in Antique, and then I'll set that aside to dry.
You've got me questioning my position. Am I just filling out?
I'll cut my print out to fit inside the frame and attach it using the Mod Podge iron-on method. I really like this method because I think it prevents a lot of wrinkles. All you do is apply your Mod Podge to your surface, let it dry, then place your print over the dry Mod Podge and use your iron to secure it in place. Using your iron will heat up the Mod Podge, making it tacky enough so that your print sticks to the surface. I do cover my image with some parchment paper, that way none of the ink from the image transfers onto my Cricut heat press.
When it's up to you to choose. Replica or no, my game is as strong. Flowers at the market.
To finish this project, I'll seal the print with a layer of gloss Mod Podge, applying it in an X motion, giving this project a painted canvas look. And here's our finished Happy Harvest wall art project. I love how this turned out. It was super fast and easy to make. I am thinking of using this above my fireplace mantle or maybe my kitchen. Let me know what you think of this project in the comment box below.
Not hers, not mine, or even his.
Our third project is a decorative pumpkin twinkle light jar. For this project, you will need a glass jar. I believe this one was an old spaghetti jar, some coffee filters, some decorative fabric. I got mine at Hobby Lobby. This is a 1/4 yard and I picked it up for about $1.19 and some Mod Podge. I start by ironing my filters to get rid of the wrinkles, and then I cut them down to almost like a square shape. I'll apply my filters to the glass using some matte Mod Podge. I do apply 2 layers of filters. Once those 2 layers are dry, I seal them with some Mod Podge and let them dry completely before moving on to the next step. And I forgot to mention that I do cut out a circle and attach that to the bottom of the jar, giving the jar a nice clean finished look. And here's a little crafting tip for you guys. If you guys are crafting and you are using a lot of Mod Podge for different projects, I always wrap my brush up in some cling wrap. That way it doesn't dry up on me. I printed and cut out a pumpkin stencil, and then I'll place it on the fabric, trace around it, and then cut the pumpkin out. I'll dab some distress ink in the color walnut to give the pumpkin a vintage distress look, and then I'll attach it to the jar using some Mod Podge.
You look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different. Still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my...
Next, I'll apply a coat of a coffee stain to the dried coffee filters, giving the jar a vintage look. This coffee stain is so easy to make. To make this stain, all you need is half a cup of instant coffee, 1 cup of warm water, and 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. I place everything in this mason jar, give it a good shake, and let it sit for about an hour before I use it. There's a lot of coffee stain recipes out there, and this is the one I went with, and I have been using it a lot lately. I'll set the jar aside for about 10 minutes before moving on to the next step. I found this old piece of lace at the Goodwill bins, and I knew I could use it for some DIY projects. I'll cut a strip out and stain it using the coffee stain and set it aside to dry. And I probably should have done this step before starting this project, but I kind of waited till the last minute to do it. And now it's time to add the finishing touches to the jar. I went ahead and cut a square out using the same fabric we used for the pumpkin. I'll use it to cover the opening of the jar. I do fringe the edges out on the piece of fabric, and I also use the distress ink in the color walnut to give it an aged look. I'll place my twinkle lights inside the jar and leave the battery pack on the outside of the jar. That way I'm able to turn it on and off whenever I want. I'll place the fabric on top, and then I will tie it down using the lace. I do a simple tie without making a bow, and I'll repeat the same steps using some raffia and a piece of pipberry garland I picked up at Dollar Tree a few years back. If you don't have any lace, raffia, or pipberries, you can cut out some strips of fabric, use the coffee stain to give them a vintage worn look, and use those strips to tie and secure the fabric down, and it'll look just as cute.
Planes, they never know where we will fall. Nobody can see us. Still they wanna tear us apart. There's something different about the way we are. There's something different about us. There's something different about us. There's something different about the way we are.
I felt like my pumpkin was missing something, and so I cut out a leaf shape from a piece of the leftover coffee filter. I painted the leaf using some sage colored craft paint and distressed it with the distress ink in the color walnut, then attached it using some Mod Podge. To finish the leaf off, I stained it using the coffee stain.
I'm staring
And here is our finished pumpkin twinkle light jar. I love this little jar. I think it came out so cute. I love the effect that coffee stain gave this jar. It looks rustic and vintage. I'm thinking of using this in my coffee bar area. Let me know what you guys think of this little project in the comment box below.
Let you go, put your arms around me, and I'll let you know how it feels.
For our fourth and final project, we will be making a super cute pumpkin seed sack. I will be using my home printer for this project to print out an image on a piece of fabric. For this project, you will need some fabric. I'll be using a piece of muslin fabric I got at Hobby Lobby, a piece of Dollar Tree fabric, freezer paper, pillow stuffing, and of course your printer. The first step to this project is ironing out your fabric. Once you have your fabric ironed out, you'll take a piece of copy paper, the same paper you use to print any document out, and use it as a stencil to trace and cut out the piece of muslin fabric and a piece of the freezer paper.
But I'm afraid, and I know you haven't noticed.
Now that the fabric and piece of freezer paper are cut down to size, and in order to run the fabric through your printer, it needs to be stiff and thicker. You'll take the freezer paper, place the fabric on the glossy side, and then iron it down. Now the fabric is ready to run through the printer. The image I'll be using, I created myself using Canva, and I thought it turned out so cute.
Any rush when I see you dance, and the moment comes when I fall and time goes.
And here's the fabric with the image printed on. I did print out 2 different images on this piece of fabric. I'll be using the other image for a later project. You will need to seal the ink so it doesn't smudge. For this, I used a spray sealer. I recommend doing this step outside. Once the sealer is dry, I'll be distressing the fabric using some distressed ink in the color walnut.
I fall into you.
And here you're going to see me remove the freezer paper from the back of the fabric. Next, I'll place the 2 fabric pieces with the outsides facing in and apply some hot glue all the way around to attach both of the pieces of fabric together. I apply a small amount of glue at a time so it doesn't set up on me, and I do leave a small opening at the bottom.
Keep on waiting, but then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken, 'cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. I was never the one to give up the ghost. No, I was so stuck. I kept on playing my part, wanting to give up 'cause nothing was changing. But with you it's so clear, and now that you're here I see colors in every spectrum.
And now that the glue is dry, I'll flip the sack inside out and I'll start filling the sack up with some pillow stuffing. Once it's full, I'll seal the bottom opening with some hot glue, making sure to fold in the fabric, giving the sack a clean, finished look.
Forever, and I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. And I think to myself,
To finish up this project, I'll apply some distress ink in the color walnut, making sure to get all of the corners and edges.
I know it so well, I will always be by your side.
And here is our finished pumpkin seed sack project. I love how this turned out. I think it might be my most favorite project from this video. It was super easy to make, guys. Do not be timid about making this project. I love the design that I created on Canva. I do have a few other designs made up for some more upcoming fall crafts. Let me know what you guys think of this project in the comment box below.
Glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take a
And here's a final look at all the projects. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button. You do not want to miss any of my upcoming videos. I do have another fall crafting video coming out soon. That one will be an all things apple fall crafting video. I think sometimes apples are overlooked during the fall season. I also have a couple of fake bake videos coming out soon, so you guys definitely do not want to miss those. Don't forget to comment down below and share my video out to anyone you know that likes this type of content. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time in the next video. Bye!